Hey, apes. It's me, Jack, and the other one, Jamison. And with us, we're talking Star Wars again, and we've got a special guest. You know him, you love him.
Davey is here.
Well, seeing as this is the second episode following the Phantom Menace, that means we're doing the second one, Attack of the Clones. I mean,
Upon watching it again, I definitely remembered it more fondly than it is.
oh, interesting. So
Well, the lightsaber fights are
you
cool.
came away with a negative on this one.
Not necessarily negative, but it wasn't my favorite anymore.
Jameson, what were your thoughts? Let's preface this. We had a conversation about which were our favorite Star Warses. My favorites are New Hope and Revenge of the Sith. And then Davey said Empire and Attack of the Clones, which I thought was odd because I don't know anyone else whose favorite is Attack of the Clones.
It was nostalgia driving me at that point, to be honest.
So we were like, well,
Let's have a talk about that one.
yeah, let's talk about it. Let's have Davey come on and talk about that one with us because we'd already decided we were going to do this. Watch all of them and whatnot. So anyway, is that your takeaway, Jameson? Worse than you remember?
No, better than I remember. Still probably my least favorite of the trilogy.
That was my first walk-away thought was Davey might be onto something when I watched it. I was like, unorthodox to say Attack the Clones is your favorite, but actually, Davey, I watched it and I thought you were completely justified in saying that. It's actually quite good.
It's got some good. It's definitely like still a great movie. I just there were parts of it where like
there's a lot
I
of
remember this in
very
the wrong
important
order.
elements that are introduced in this film that are pretty important for understanding why Episode 3 happens the way it does.
Well, and there's some stuff that they drop on you that I didn't really pick up on when I was younger, like the 2 seconds that the Death Star's on screen.
So I came away with a much more favorable view of Attack of the Clones than I went in with it. So it's interesting that you two went the other way on it.
No, I said it was still my least favorite of this trilogy, but it was better than I remembered.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like being an interesting film worth talking about, it's going to end up being better than Phantom Menace.
That I'll give you.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah.
Overall, structure-wise, this film is pretty simple. There's an A plot and there's a B plot. There's Anakin and Padme doing their whole thing. He's protecting her. They're falling in love. Anakin's committing a crime. And then there's Obi-Wan, who's on a noir detective kick trying to get to the bottom of it.
Trying to get to the bottom of who's trying to kill her specifically. It evolves from there, but that's where it starts.
Okay, so which parts, Davey, were not working for you?
The way that Anakin and Padme's relationship developed is incredibly problematic.
I think if you take out the sand scene, the rest of their Naboo stuff is pretty good. The sand scene taints so much of that section of the film. I think if you take that scene out wholesale, their romance is 80% more believable.
I'd give you 60. I think that scene would have made a lot more sense if we had like an inside view of Anakin's mind.
A lot of these movies would make more sense if we had an inside view of Anakin's mind.
Yes.
Yeah, like George definitely wrote these from Anakin's perspective and then didn't film them that way.
If you would to add on to that, if you were to trim down the scene where him and Padme kiss for the first time and kind of,
that's the sand scene.
Yeah, if you were to even just trim it down to, or like have Hayden Christensen do a different face after they kiss, and it's like, oh, we can't be together, because he gives like the most disgusted look ever, and it's unintentionally really funny.
There's just no chemistry between them at all.
They're neither of them are bad actors. There really just is no chemistry between them.
Yeah, because you can see with any scene Anakin has with Obi-Wan that like Christian Haydenson is fine. It's
infinitely easier for them to be in the room together.
Yeah, they have chemistry. All right, so my notes are just like stream of consciousness as I was watching and thought of something, I would take the note. So mine are largely in chronological order.
Yeah, mine were pretty much the same.
But if we have any like big things we want to hit, we should hit those first, I think.
Yeah, let's just start going down your list and
Okay, I think Obi-Wan visually is trying to emulate Qui-Gon with his long hair, and it's like not work.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
yeah, it's not really working.
I think that's part of his arc. I think it's I'd hard disagree on that, but we'll get to it. It's later in the film. Um, I think it's part of an arc that is not even remotely explored, where like Obi-Wan doesn't really know how to raise this child.
Yeah, they should have gone more into that.
Uh, because he was kind of just a child when he was not really a child, but
He was a pretty young Jedi. Like,
he was a strapping young lad.
yeah.
Well, he wasn't that young. He was old for a Padawan because he had explicitly not been chosen until late. In fact, he got shipped off to Agricor. He got shipped off to Agricor, and then Qui-Gon had an adjacent adventure nearby, and just so happened to like stumble into him, and then was like, "Yeah, whatever, come along." And like he was not interested at all. There's a book series about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon early adventures stuff that's extremely good. And provides so much of the context of how I understand their relationship in Phantom Menace that's just never explained because Obi-Wan's in about 4 minutes of the film.
Yeah,
he really is.
He's really not in most of Phantom at all.
And has almost as many lines as Mace Windu.
Almost.
a few more, but it's almost close. Okay, so that's just a visual thing. I think that's why he's got the long hair, and then he goes from long hair to his much nicer beard and his like shorter haircut in the third film. I think is him being like becoming his own person and not trying to emulate Qui-Gon. Which is funny because behaviorally he does not act like Qui-Gon. He's like, "Oh, let's do what the council said."
Yeah.
Which is like,
yeah, he's very not like Qui-Gon in that regard.
He's pretty by the book.
Anakin is actually right when he says that they should be trying to get to the bottom of it, and Obi-Wan really chews him out for it, but he's correct.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely correct.
It would be a real waste of their resources to have them looking after one senator.
Yeah, they really like.
A lot of Attack of the Clones is kind of like Anakin has a point.
Is.
Well, I think there's another thing going on here where it's just Obi-Wan being a mother hen kind of thing, because when the Mace Windu doesn't say shit about Anakin like leaving Naboo. He like doesn't give a shit. He's like, yeah, whatever. Anakin's probably got this handled. So there's the part where Obi-Wan is relaying his message to Anakin for him to relay to Coruscant. And then Mace Windu speaks directly to Anakin at the end of it. And he's like, yeah, just stay where you are. But he's not like upset that Anakin went anywhere. But Obi-Wan's like, what the fuck's he doing on Tatooine? That son of a bitch. So I just think that's kind of funny. That's kind of a funny undercurrent where like
it is very dad coded.
Well, Anakin says that as well, but I think Obi-Wan is much more of an older brother figure. Older brother being forced into a taking care of his younger brother because dad died situation.
Yeah.
That said, Anakin really should have listened to what Obi-Wan was saying about not trusting politicians. Here's another one. This guy, Obi-Wan, loves slicing people's arms off in bars.
He does.
Can't get enough of the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of arm slicing in this
one. This is either Jar Jar's fault or Padme did not give him clear enough instructions on what to do while she was gone. Is another
I don't think he's a Sith, but he's definitely easy as shit to manipulate.
Well, like she's literally on Coruscant to vote against the Create a Military Act or whatever it's fucking called. It's Military Creation Act is what it's literally called.
Yep.
And then not only and by the end, Jar Jar is the one who fucking like introduces the concept. So
because he's like Palpatine purposely lets him overhear
I'm just saying he either really fucked the goat or Padme did not give him clear instructions, and we truly don't know which one it was.
Given the rest of the film, I kind of feel like he didn't get clear instructions.
I lean towards the
Padme is not on her A game in this one. I'll say that. She is cold-blooded in Phantom Menace, and she is not on her A game in this one at all.
She is
she's way different, yeah.
And also, she acts the entire time like she's not had several attempts on her life, to the point of like frustration.
Once she gets Naboo, she's like, okay, I'm completely safe. I don't need to worry about anything anymore. We're good, fam.
Yep.
And then they go directly to the people that are trying to kill her, which is I mean,
Yeah, then they go help
not
Obi-Wan.
the best. We're here to rescue you. Good job.
Here's my lightsaber.
Well, it got chopped in half. I will say the CGI is either unremarkable or aged shockingly well, except for that
Yep.
droid factory scene, which is
Oh my God.
both bad CGI and ugly as fuck.
It's so
Yeah.
terrible.
Like, it's both bad in its like how it's aged, and it's ugly in its execution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
it was a
notice
bad
any like really bad CG except for that sequence. I was just like, this is like annoyingly ugly.
Obi-Wan says a line that is befuddling in terms of its lore implications, which is, if droids could think, none of us would be here.
Dude, okay, thank you for bringing that up. What the hell does he mean?
Well, there's two things. He's either robophobic, in which case king shit valid, or we're supposed to take him at his word, and I have another theory on like generally what's going on. Because here's the thing. In the text of the prequel films, this is shown largely to be true, with exactly one exception. Most droids are complete dipshits who are also bad at their jobs, except for R2 inexplicably. But I have a theory about that, which is later in my notes.
Oh, isn't there a thing about R2 being a like accidental AI?
No idea what you're talking about. My theory
Okay.
is that he is an instrument of the Force, which is a theory I've thrown to Jamison about another thing. It's a way you can watch any Star Wars film, really, where you infer what the will of the Force is. And every time a character acts a certain way, you can be like, oh, maybe the Force is like
manipulating.
But it only works for stuff that's like literally directly plot related to like, because what the Force wants is for everything to balance out in the end. So anything that furthers that goal, I think, can be interpreted as people acting in accordance with the will of the Force, whether intentionally or not. Anyway, I think R2 generally is an instrument of the Force, and that fits the text of both the original trilogy and this one.
I can see it.
Because if we take Obi-Wan and his word, and that's textually, factually true, that droids can't think, it's the only explanation I have for R2's behavior. Or he's robophobic, in which case, again, valid king. He will be vindicated by history.
Shit.
That fucking librarian has some fucking...
What's her fucking deal?
She's got some fucking beef with Obi-Wan, I think. She fucking clocks him the second he's in the library, and she's like, what the fuck is this idiot up to? What's this scoundrel up to? This bastard, man. And then, yeah, she does lay some fucking smackdown on him. She's like, no, bitch, it doesn't... If it's not fucking here...
If it's not here, it doesn't exist.
But she's like specifically mean to Obi-Wan, which is very funny. That was another note I had. I got more notes until somebody decides to bring up something more substantial. I'm just gonna keep rolling, I guess.
Go for it.
They call Jango Fett a host, the Kaminoans, when he's in fact more of a template. That's the word I would have used. But they go with host, which is wild. It either implies he's having a party or other shit.
I did want to go back around and call out the scene specifically that where Obi-Wan just hops out the window to grab onto a droid.
Yeah. Okay, no, hold on. I do have some notes from that.
That shit rules. I sent you guys a clip of that, and it's the best. So this is at the beginning when there's the second assassination attempt against Padme.
The second assassination attempt against Padme.
A little droid shoots some bugs into the room that Padme's in.
Obi-Wan has been on screen for maybe 7 minutes at this point. Yep. He has criticized Anakin for being insane and reckless twice, and then he jumps out the fucking window to grab onto the flying droid, hanging 900 stories in the air.
Best,
and then when Anakin catches him in a car and then goes and does a relatively similar insane task, he chastises him for being crazy again. The level of unhinged, and every single second in between, he's telling Anakin how crazy and reckless he is. And I'm just like, brother, he learned by watching you.
He's also definitely wrong.
Yeah.
When there's like, hey, when Anakin's like, hey, we should probably investigate this shit. That's the time that Obi-Wan's wrong. Listen, I'm not about to admit Obi-Wan's wrong about everything, because I fucking love the guy, and he isn't. But that time, come on, man.
But he's not right about everything.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, and in this one, it's the council that is like oddly okay with everything Anakin does.
Well,
Like
they just don't get up in his fucking ass about it.
they don't get up in his grill about his business. And they're usually more trusting of him than they are later on and earlier on.
I'm only basing that off of the one scene where Mace interacts with Anakin in this film, but we don't really have anything else to go off of because there's not a whole lot of Anakin council drama in this one. The other big one I want to talk about. So Anakin and Padme have this scene where they're in an idyllic field in Naboo and they're talking about politics. Anakin says that they should just figure out what's best for the people and do that. And Padme says, people don't always agree. And Anakin replies with, well, then they should be made to.
Yep.
I think that's, first of all, a completely natural thing for someone to think and feel. We've all felt that way, where it's like, God, if everybody just fucking agreed to commit to this one course of action, we'd be fine. I think everything that follows in that conversation is Anakin fucking with Padme.
Okay.
Well, first of all,
see, I read it like that until he killed all of the raiders.
That's fair. Okay. Okay, there is a funny line. I know I spend a lot of time defending the Anakin Padme romance, but I do feel strongly that if you took a couple things out, it could work. Primarily being the sand scene, which genuinely that line is as bad as all of the dialogue in the prequels get shit for, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is. No,
Yeah.
it was grating.
In my opinion, it's literally just that line, but even just that line does validate all of the criticism on dialogue. It's so bad, that scene.
It's real rough.
It's a tough watch, as they say. However, Anakin really does throw Padme under the bus 2 scenes later when he accuses her of kissing him. Which is so funny. It was clearly a mutual affair here. Let's not go nuts. But he's like, fucking, I'm haunted by the kiss that you shouldn't have given me. It's like, all right, fucker, you were there too. I remember you being pretty hyped about it, guy. You didn't seem to have complaints at the time. It's just funny. To me, it's just very funny. It's a very funny line.
A lot of their romance was funnier than it was intended to be, I think.
It was written in 2004, which does not give it a blank check excusal, but it does explain. It does explain some of the basic sensibilities on display.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does this movie... I'm pretty sure this movie doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
Oh, fuck no.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. Padme and her secretary do talk about politics at some point. I'm pretty sure.
Well, they talk about kind of.
As long as they're as long as they're not talking about a man, it passes the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to watch the movie again. Because I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
Don't worry. It happens in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, you know what? Also, she does talk to the queen. There's a handful of conversations. There's like 2 or 3 conversations that technically.
I'll give you. I think 2. I think you got them. I think it's her assistant and the queen.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Neither of them are longer than a minute.
Hear me out. We don't know what gender Jar Jar is or what the gender hierarchy is like.
Hear me out. Does Jar Jar know?
Of course not.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's pretty demonstrably proven that Jar Jar doesn't know shit about anything.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I still can't believe there's a theory he's a Sith. And
it's so good though. The original post of that theory is actually so well written. It's a great example of persuasive essay.
Yeah.
So I don't really blame people for believing it. It's more, honestly, it's a lot of fun to choose to believe in it. I'll say that.
Oh, it is a lot of fun. It's hilarious.
Because it's clearly not the intent, but you can find evidence for it within the films.
Oh yeah.
It's not the most ridiculous Star Wars theory I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's a big fucking.
That's a pretty high bar,
right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, I don't know when exactly I wrote this, but but we know vaguely where we're at, and this is my next note. If this is Anakin's first solo mission, yeesh.
Yeah, he does manage to lose his lightsaber and an arm and a senator.
It's a tough one for sure.
He gets captured.
Yeah.
Gets his senator
Just kind of wanders
captured.
into situations without any advanced knowledge of what's happening.
Right. The man's got bad intel, let's say that. When we're watching, compared to like watching Obi-Wan just like kind of, you know, very smartly navigate his way through an investigation, and Anakin's just fucking bumbling around. It's not a good look. That's all I'm saying.
Anakin's playing detective. Obi-Wan's actually detecting.
Listen, Anakin's doing some of his worst work in this one.
He really, Genosis is really just an entire fuck up. Like,
we're here to rescue you. Good job. It's my favorite line in the film. Here's the other thing. I have a note. This is way later, but it's closer to what we're talking about now. You can tell this one was made before Quip's ruined film, because if Disney was making this movie today, there's 8 times during the Geonosis fight where they would have put in a stupid fucking quip. There's a point where Mace Windu and Obi-Wan are both deflecting blaster bolts, and they just like silently back up against each other and are like working together and helping each other out. And they don't say a fucking word to each other, and it makes complete sense and is perfectly fine and is actually kind of a cool scene.
yeah.
Because they just like, boom, immediately in battle mode. These boys know what they're doing. They've got each other's backs. And there would have been in the Disney version of this film, there would have been a stupid ass fucking quip there. You know it.
Oh yeah.
You know there would have been a quip. And oh my God, I just was like so great. I was like, oh my God, thank God this movie doesn't have so many dog shit. Like there's quippy humor, and then there's what Disney has made every film, and they're different things. So like we're here to rescue you, good job, that's a quip, but it was at a comedically appropriate moment, and it was in character, and it made sense, and it was funny. God damn it.
Exactly. Or like the entire conversation between Jango and Obi-Wan on Kamino.
So good.
Fucking fantastic.
So good.
Fucking fantastic. And it fits perfectly in the scene.
Galaxy. So fucking good.
It's not just a quip in the script.
Thank you. It's also fun. It was actually funny. Sorry.
Right.
That's the other thing that they kind of forgot about.
I'm just a simple man making my way in the universe. Killed me.
They literally fucking saw him in his armor. Like, who does he fucking think he is? They literally saw him. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And Jedi are like ghost dogs. Once they see you, they got your force sense.
All right, hang on. I gotta skip through a few. Oh, okay. When Anakin's talking to Watto, Watto says the line, "I heard he freed her and married her, period. Can't beat that." And my note is, it really depends on what order that happened in. Context
really
is so
does.
crucial here.
Yeah.
What order did those events occur in? Owen Lars buys back, quote, his, unquote, own droid roughly 20 years after this film. Anakin just takes C-3PO.
I kind of forgot about that. That's really funny.
Yeah,
which is 23 years from Attack of the Clones. The timeline sucks. Can we say that? There's not enough. The Clone Wars are too short. 3 years. And like so much shit happens in the Clone Wars, both in Filoni's mediocre to acceptable children's show and in the books. The EU, the real shit.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
The good stuff. Not to be one of those Star Wars fans, but I very much am. They just like were. I don't know what to tell you. Read a book. They were good. They were good books. And the fucking Filoni shit is mediocre to acceptable. All you fucking... Anybody who's listening to this, no one else is listening to this, by the way. Certainly not this long. Not this far into it. But anyone who's listening to this... If you're like, hey, no, I love the animated, read any book. Read a Star Wars book from before the fucking animated series started. I don't know what to tell you.
The movie
it was just
that
better.
Started that animated series.
Yeah.
And the only reason I remember that movie is because there was a tornado that happened while I was in it that we had to evacuate from as soon as we got out and realized what was going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like one of the only tornadoes ever to touch ground in Parker, too.
Did we go see that movie together?
No, it was with my dad and my brother.
Okay. Maybe that might have been too early for you and I going solo to movies.
I think it was a couple of years too early.
I think 2008 is when that show started.
Yeah. And the movie was before that.
Yeah. Young Skywalker is in terrible pain, says Yoda, and then does nothing about it. Here's my
he just kind of nods.
Here's my note word for word. Quote, young Skywalker is in terrible pain, unquote. Doesn't check on him. Cool shit Jedi.
Good stuff, Yoda.
Good shit,
Kid's got
Yoda.
this.
He's in pain. Terrible pain. Anyway, has Obi-Wan reported in yet? Fuck that guy.
What's for lunch?
It sucks, dude. It's a bad look. This guy is
Yoda
900 years old.
retired at 850.
Fucking crazy, this guy. It's either weird or cool that Anakin literally stood in Luke's childhood home and doesn't later sense his Force-sensitive son coming of age in a place he's been. Like, it's kept very intentionally vague how the Force works, but like,
I mean, no, that's a good
wouldn't
point.
that trigger some kind of sense like, oh, hang on, wait a second. He knows the guy, he knows the place, he's literally been in the building.
He is the dude's father.
Okay, there's the scene where Palpatine is manipulating Jar Jar into introducing the bill that's going to make him the fucking fascist dictator of the Republic. And he says, if only Senator Amidala... Okay, his aide says to him, Mas Ameda says to him, if only Senator Amidala were here...
Yep.
She was the one that was good.
propose.
She was going there. She risked death by assassination to go vote against that bill. What is Jar Jar doing? He literally doesn't know anything. Why did they make him a senator? What is going on?
I think this is a point where,
It's
where
so
Palpatine was
dumb.
manipulating Padme to make her do that dumbass thing of leaving Jar Jar in charge.
I mean, had to,
Because
right?
then he intentionally sets Jar Jar up with that. Like, that is such a fucking plant. Oh my god.
Yeah. All right, listen to me. I don't have a Jar Jar bias one way or the other. I don't hate him like unconditionally, like some
I don't
people
hate him at all.
really
He's
seem
great.
to. He's just a comic relief character for the
Yeah.
child. They used to put him in fursuits and make them growl. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
Okay? I'm sorry that that's better for you. I don't know what to tell you. They're the same thing. I do love Chewie more, but Jar Jar's not that bad. But I also don't love the guy. At some point, his stupidity stops being his responsibility and starts being the adults in his life who can make real rational decisions for him.
This is true.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's got a childlike brain, but at some point, like, we can't let this guy is incredible. He's capable of doing insane amounts of damage. He's got, as Jamison puts it, a positive KD, which is, I think
Not only that, he bumbles his way into a positive KD.
in any other universe, a character like Jar Jar is dead in the first 10 minutes, and in Star Wars, he's basically the god of war. That's all I'm saying. He's capable of incredible damage, but he's simple, and people need to be watching him more, is all I'm saying. Like, at some point, it's not his fault, and it's a lot of other people's faults for not telling him to go home and live in the swamp like he belongs.
Yeah, honestly.
He just wants to be in the swamp. What have they done to him?
I'm really with you there. I'm really with you there. He was given no tools and no chance for success.
He was not. It's like, it is completely his fault that the entire galaxy becomes a fascist dictatorship.
But I think it's his fault because somebody was like, man, we could make it this guy's fault really fucking easily.
I know, but there were so many adults that put him in that situation. Jedi, dare I say, Jedi masters who, like, could have been like, hey, maybe not this guy. Like, I don't want to be rude, but maybe not this guy.
All right, listen, I want to say this about the Republic, the Jedi masters in the Republic.
Yeah.
Their downfall is a little bit on them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
They're a little bit of like bloated in the head, big time.
We'll get there. Listen, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there when in the past when Jamison and I talked about episode 3. We'll get there. There are some people online who like to make it out that the Sith are the good guys, and to those people I say you're wrong.
There's
like the Jedi were not at their best, but they were not the bad guys. Let's not go nuts. Did I finish saying why I am ambivalent to the Clone Wars? Here's the thing. Ahsoka is actually a cool character.
Oh, yeah.
who has at this point I think outstayed her coolness as a character.
Yep.
She's lived long enough to become mundane. And I think she should have gone out at the top of her game when she was at her coolest. And
Yeah.
that's all I'll say about that. But the rest of that shit
Is moderately to reasonably disappointing.
for all the retcons it does that I don't agree with and weren't in the books, and the books are better. And okay, that's fine. We'll just, because I did already do this whole rant. We'll cut those together, and then we'll cut them both out.
Put them together and then we'll throw them both away.
My next note is simply Delophalegats, which is 100% in my... That's been in my STEM vocabulary for a long time, and can I say something? Didn't know it was from this
You
movie.
didn't? Oh my
Nope.
god.
I was Davey, can I say this? Starstruck when Jar Jar said it. I was starstruck when he said Delophalegats.
God damn, I wish I could have seen that. Oh my god.
My Delophalegats. He literally says it. That shit's crazy. That's the best.
That's so awesome.
That's
This is why George Lucas is not that bad at
No,
dialogue.
he's not.
Because I assume he wrote Delophalegats. If that was an improv, then Ahmed Best deserves the praise. But if that was written down, my God, give him a win. It's the best line in the whole fucking... By being apolitical, the Jedi allowed Anakin to receive a separate political education that they have no control over.
Yep. From a source that is the antithesis to their teachings.
Palpatine teaches Anakin literally everything he knows about politics.
The line was written
But-
as part of the script.
Awesome. Fuck yeah, it was, dude. He's actually a genius. Everyone needs to shut up. George Lucas is actually a genius. Yes, he makes some mistakes, but come on, Delophalegats.
He's on
Delophalegats
something.
is
He's on
pretty
something with
fucking
that.
He's cooking with Delophalegats.
He's making something
not
in the
just
kitchen.
because-
Something smells good.
And not just because I've been saying it my whole life and did not know what movie it was from. Yeah, I mean, I get that the Jedi's whole thing is that they're supposed to be apolitical, but they really should have, like, there's a way to do that and still teach somebody about politics so that he doesn't do any of what Anakin does. That's all I'm saying. It was possible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It was possible to not do that. Yoda fight was still good.
Yoda fight was great. I
How-
always want more Yoda fight.
Did you catch Count Dooku's fucking lightsaber going absolutely ape shit?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just my disc. The animation was definitely fucked up at some
Oh,
point,
yeah.
and his lightsaber like teleports, and it looks so funny.
I feel like they were given a video file of the frog. They had to make work.
for sure. It's possible. I see what you're saying. They made the frog first. Yeah, I think that's probably what happened.
And then they told 70-year-old Christopher Lee at the time.
Well, no. Most of it was done by stuntman. There are definitely some key Christopher scenes.
And those are my
but
favorite, where
all
you
of-
can see all 70 of his years coming
Yeah,
up.
All
pretty cool.
through
70 of
throat.
his years.
Yeah.
All 70 of this classically trained death metal musician's years.
Listen,
Hell
the,
yeah.
the man literally is the archetype for James Bond. So, like,
The dude is
He hunted Nazis in the
yeah,
war.
I'm a
Like
big
that-
fan of
hell
him
yeah.
for that alone.
He
But
hunted Nazis in the war, and it's only gotten better
Yeah.
since then. He
he's
rules.
such a badass, dude.
I love him very much. He's good in everything. No one will ever be as arch as Christopher
No.
Lee was. Like he was the peak of arch.
Yep.
That's Anakin's Jedi grandfather, great
he's
grandfather.
Jedi Grandpa.
He's Jedi great grandpa. Obi-Wan's his Jedi dad. Qui-Gon's his Jedi grandpa.
And
He's
Yoda's
Jedi
his
great-
Jedi Great Grandpa.
Yeah, great.
No,
How many?
Great.
Fuck it.
it's
I'm
great.
not gonna.
His
His big great Jedi
Dooku's
grandpa.
grandpa, so Yoda's great
He's
grandpa.
Dooku's dad.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Never. You know what? We've confused ourselves. Cut all
No,
of this.
Yoda. So
Wait.
Yoda is Dooku's Jedi dad. Dooku's is
Yes.
Qui-Gon's Jedi
Qui-Gon-
dad, and Qui-Gon
yes.
is Qui-Gon is
Obi-Wan's.
Obi-Wan's,
Qui-Gon's
Jedi
Obi-Wan's.
and Obi-Wan. Okay, so yeah, I guess great grandfather.
Padme jumping
Vagina.
first into the rhino is fucking crazy. That's like low key one of the craziest things that happens in this film.
That's a whole fucking sentence right there.
Yeah, it's madness. It's madness that's what happened in that
It
scene.
is.
She just fucking soldiers through it. It's like no fucking shot, dude. You'd be rolling off that thing in tears.
Would
No
hurt like a
chance.
motherfucker.
Mace's purple lightsaber is so cool and the effects for it look so good. That's a whole note. That was not worth a note. I mean, it is true.
It is cool.
The purple lightsaber is fucking cool. And, you know, I don't think anybody really disagrees with that, but some people are like, oh, there should only be blue and green. I don't
No.
know. The purple lightsaber looks fucking cool. I don't know, dude. People are weird. Davey, Star Wars fans are the worst fans of anything. Name anything about Star Wars. There's a, quote, Star Wars fan that hates that thing about Star Wars.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
It's the worst fandom in the world. I hate every single one of you. Listen to me. This is going out to every single Star Wars fan. I hate all of you. You're all scum. And all of my opinions are scum. You feel the same way about me. That's fine. That's how the ecosystem works.
We know. We all
The system works.
My bellow felagates. The system works. Okay, there's a scene in the arena fight where Obi-Wan gets his hair fucked up when he's fighting the weird spider thing. And it's hot. You were making fun of his long hair earlier, so I was like, wait for it, it's coming up. Why are they flying around in the ships with the lightsabers on?
I really don't know.
Run with fucking scissors much? Jesus Christ, they're gonna put somebody's eye out.
That's like all they do is they do a lot of running with lightsabers that I'm like, you're gonna stab yourself.
Obi-Wan, the running is fine. They're in the LAAT gunship. You know, the clones are flying them around, right? In those fucking Black Hawk ass
Yeah.
clone ships.
Clone jumpers.
Yeah.
And there's a part where Obi-Wan like sways because of the turbulence, and he almost fucking cuts Anakin's hand off. It's like, turn the fucking thing off, dude.
Like, he already
don't
lost
need it on right now, bro.
Mace Windu is flying with Yoda at some point, and Yoda's like really low to the ground, but Mace Windu's got his lightsaber on. It's just like waving around in his face.
Whoa.
So fucked up, dude. Turn your if you're riding in a ship, turn your fucking lightsaber off. It's never ended well for anyone.
Yeah. I'm sure real soldiers dropping into zones in helicopters exercise like trigger discipline and stuff like that. So
No, actually, they just bring their whole like K-bar out and just wave it around till they're on the ground. Then they safely stow it for travel.
Well, listen, they get out a butane torch, they turn that on, and they hold that in one hand, they hold a knife in the other. Even that is not as much damage as a lightsaber can do.
Just with
oh
the
yeah,
tap.
no, a lightsaber is like is there any in the books, is there any description of how much like effort it takes to swing one? Because I've always assumed
they weigh nothing.
I've always assumed it's just like slicing through like warmed butter.
They weigh nothing, so that's implied to be the reason why you don't need to be, but why it really helps to be force sensitive is because lightsabers weigh nothing, so you have to like be very controlled in how you swing it around. They're cool. They're cool laser swords that only the Jedi and the Sith use, but also I guess other people.
The
At
Grey
random
Jedi
points.
and sometimes the
The Grey Jedi are just Jedi that are cool. They're just the Jedis that smoke weed. Like nobody. Grey Jedi are not a big deal. People talk about Grey Jedi. They're just Jedi that smoke weed. That's all they are. They're cool.
I like them. But
They're not a separate thing though. They are cool. I like them very much. But they're just also Jedi.
They're just also Jedi who smoke weed.
Yeah.
They smoke weed and they pop
They're-
wheelies on their motorcycle.
Well, okay, I will say it's not just that. You also have to be based. Like Qui-Gon was based, and that's why he got to be one.
Oh yeah. Any implication that Qui-Gon was not based will be met with aggression here.
People will either not care or think I'm crazy, but the Acclimator class sucks ass. Fuck the Acclimator. I'm a big Venator fan. I'm talking about out of all the big triangle ships. You guys know
Yeah.
it's fine. All I can think about is how cool Star Wars ships are. There's some fraction of my brain that's just always dedicated to thinking about that. Okay, here's my last note. And then somebody else can have some notes, I guess. You can literally watch the LAAT lose its plot armor. Obi-Wan and Anakin hop off a plane and it immediately blows up.
It's like, oh well, the main characters aren't here anymore.
It's instant.
We're just like, get rid of this fucking thing.
We're done. We don't need this anymore. The CG budget for it flying away would be too much. Just do it another explosion.
Just a narrative vehicle.
Ah, literally though. All right, please God, somebody else have notes. I feel like I've talked so much, but not in a good way.
I know we hit most of mine just naturally. Oh,
I want to talk more about Camino and the
Oh yeah,
clone
we
build,
have
the
not
clone
talked a lot about
makers.
Camino.
yeah, okay, let's
What the
start. Yeah.
hell are who are these people? Also, who's Cypher Diaz?
He's
Like,
just some other fucking guy. A dude.
Yeah, oh yeah, I have
He
a
was.
note that is
who's
Okay,
this dude who
I'll
just
explain it.
secretly
I'll explain it.
commissioned an
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
army?
It was Count Dooku posing as Sifo Dyas to the Kaminoans. He just told them a different name. Sifo Dyas, the guy,
Yeah.
was just a guy that died about a year before Qui-Gon died. I want to say. Sometime around when Qui-Gon died. Another Jedi Master died. His name was Sifo Dyas. Dooku impersonated him to place the order for the clone army.
And then Obi-Wan
Just fucking bumbles into it.
shows up with the clones.
he's
And
like,
that's
yeah,
what
I'm
Dooku. Okay,
Cypher
that
Diaz,
makes a lot of
yes.
sense. All right,
Lost a planet.
cool.
Master Obi-Wan has.
Lost him.
Fucking putting this guy like he didn't fucking lose it. The Jocasta down at the fucking library lost it.
I think it was just bully Obi-Wan Day.
You know, Yoda's he's just a little frog on ketamine. He just does shit. He just fucks with people all day long.
Yeah, he's an old man with way too much power, to be honest. Like, he's cool and I love him, but he's an old man with way too much power.
I don't, in theory, I don't have a problem with old people, but at some point, somebody should check if they should be allowed to drive a fucking motor vehicle.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
it's not me disliking them, it's me liking other people also.
Get other people to drive you around. It's fine.
You're old, you can do that.
It's allowed. Yeah, Obi-Wan does not know what the fuck. I think I get what David was getting at, which is that Obi-Wan does not know what the fuck is going on at any point in Camino. He looks so perplexed the whole time.
He is just yes-anding his way through all of it. He's just sitting there
He's
like,
like,
oh,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
like he never regains his composure the entire time he's on Camino.
Yeah,
he's like the trail led me here, and I don't know what the hell is going on.
He just keeps saying yes, and people keep opening doors. Like, it's working out perfectly for him.
It's just like, the order's ready? Okay, I'll see what that's about. The army?
Yes. Do I want to see it? Yeah, of course. Show me.
I'm expected?
Of course. 200,000 units are ready, with 1 million more well on the way.
That's good news. The army. Did he say who it was for?
Of course.
That's why I'm here.
I would love to.
I'd
yeah.
love to
What'd you say? The guy I'm looking for is here?
product?
You want to take me to him? Please, by all means, go ahead.
I do like there's a bit explicitly where the administrator on Camino is like, oh, there's also one clone that is unmodified that he requested for himself. I missed that as a kid, the unmodified clone bit.
Interesting.
Oh, sure.
So I always thought Boba was like his biological kid.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, is he not?
Well, he is. He's him. Really?
It's a clone. He's a clone.
It's a younger him.
Yeah.
But it's not the same life.
You're right. Genetically, it is. I mean, it's weird. I grant you. Yeah, I suppose if he can sit, it depends on how Django thinks. Django and Boba think of it. I think
He calls him dad.
let's call him Dad.
Yeah, does call him dad.
Also, the Kaminoans called Django Boba's father as well.
I guess so. I mean, I see what you're saying, because it's I'm definitely more of a nurture than a nature kind of guy. Like, I think we're shaped more by our experiences than our genetics.
Oh, big time, yeah. Me too.
Genetics can influence how our experiences will physically affect us.
So you've convinced me, Davey. I'm on your side.
Oh, good. Uh-oh. Thank you. Uh-oh.
You're welcome. Here's the thing, Boba Fett, if we're just looking at the good movies and ignoring everything else, even the good shows, the one good show, canon Boba Fett does not have a lot of good feats he's in a little bit of Empire, and then he gets thrown off a ship by a blind Han in Return of the Jedi. Like, he is not very cool in canon.
And then pretty much dies in the
Yeah,
Sarlacc pit.
I think he gets shot by Han while he's blind,
Yep.
and then falls in the Sarlacc pit.
His on-screen feats really betray who he is.
There's
The
a lot of,
legend.
to be fair, there's actually a lot of characters like that. I would say, including Jango Fett
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
see much of him on screen.
and General
All-
Grievous.
All you see of Django is him paying someone to fail a job and then killing
Yeah.
that person.
He fails to kill Mace Windu and then gets decapitated immediately. That's the only other thing he does. I guess he fucks up Obi-Wan a little bit.
He does this. He has the ship battle.
All right, I take it back. Jango Fett has way more going for him than Boba.
Oh yeah, I mean Django is way cooler than Boba for sure.
Just in the films. In the books, Boba does some cool shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think
I'm sure Filoni made him do some cool shit. I don't know.
no,
Forget
Filoni. I don't
much care.
care about that. I'm talking about the books. There was a
Oh,
book series
good.
that was good. I'll tell you that. It was like Young. I think it was literally called Young Boba Fett. Was the name of the series, which is not a great name. I'll admit.
It's a little on the nose for sure.
There was a whole like almost fanfic group of books for like young Indiana Jones, young.
No, yeah,
Young
there's
James
a very
Bond.
here's the
Boba
thing, there's a
Fett.
very critical difference between those ones and the Star Wars ones, and that's that the Star Wars ones were good.
Fair enough.
Listen to me, some of them. Some of them. Not all of them. Some of them are just your basic no-brained kids books. But some of them are extremely, extremely good. Like
Well,
the
that's good.
Obi-Wan Qui-Gon one has them finding Qui-Gon's former apprentice, who has turned into like he's like a murderer, and he goes on like several killing rampages, and they have to like do detective shit and hunt him down. And it's a really good series. But it is also marketed for young adults. But it does also have good shit, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel about Attack of the Clones as well. It's a good movie though.
It
Yeah.
is. I think Anakin is very teenage angsty.
Yeah,
in
for
it.
sure. It's not a good
Very
Deeply, deeply like
especially in the
edgy, emo
beginning.
2000s.
if you give emotional weight to the things that like the movie does not dwell on more, like the movie does not emotionally dwell on the fact that Anakin was literally a slave from the time he was born till he was 9 years old. Like his life is just one horror after another that never ends, and it's
Yeah.
pretty rough when you like. The music
Yeah,
can
when you
trick
actually think
into
about
like
it.
really feeling emotions that are not accurate. I think like it plays really triumphant music a lot when it's like if we think about what's actually happening here to Anakin's like inner soul, it's not great.
It's not at all. Yeah, and the people he confide in are usually not helping
We'll get
at
there.
all.
We'll get there.
Oh, not even a little.
Yeah. He's also he's groomed by Palpatine. It's a nightmare. And in Revenge of the Sith, we'll get there. But he literally did not sleep the whole fucking weeks and weeks that narrative takes place over. He did not sleep
Oh,
one
yeah.
time.
Well, yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm at over 2 hours recording. Should we
Probably.
break it?
Well, we should
Yeah.
come to a conclusion if we feel like we've covered everything.
I think after Camino, I think I'm kind of running low.
Yeah, I know.
let me-
I think we've covered a lot.
Let me one more time go over my notes and oh, they do mention I don't quite remember when in the movie they mention this, but they mention Newt Gunray is still a political leader.
Despite the 9 cases in the Supreme Court or some shit, they say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was my note says 4 trials.
4 trials.
But like that's still scary, and it's
quite
also
bad.
really quite a bit too accurate.
Yeah, these movies, we'll get there for sure. James and I talk a lot about this. These movies have been pretty harrowing to watch in 2025.
Yeah, I agree with
So
you.
maybe my brain has taken me to some weird places on this journey. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
we'll learn from editing these.
I think I brought it up once in the we'll get there video, but there is a scene explicitly where Yoda says that arrogance is a common trait of Jedi, and that actually like explains kind of a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, they're just
Thinking they know everything,
yeah,
and
they're just generally bemoaning the the new generation of Jedi,
Yeah.
as all old timers do, I think.
And we didn't really touch on how Dooku basically tells Obi-Wan about about Palpatine's whole
Yeah.
plot.
He does do that.
He literally just like gives it to him like a supervillain in a
Yeah.
comic book.
Well, but he's really pitching that he's working against Palpatine, which does make you wonder if maybe he
Yeah.
was. And
Yeah, maybe
and
he had a third
and if Obi-Wan's
goal.
answer had been different to that question, will you join me?
Interesting.
All right, so what do? We rate these? Do we rate these at the end?
Sure.
Yeah, we've been rating them.
All right. Do we want to like all say it at the same time? Do we want to go in order? How do we want to do this? Because when it's just two people rating it, that's one thing. When it's three people, that becomes like we got to work this out. We got to come to a quorum.
All right. Let's do it in order.
Okay.
I like that.
I'll go first. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a
9
9
out of 10.
10.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I'm gonna
high,
give
yeah.
it an 8 out of 10.
That's what I give Phantom Menace.
So I used to give it a 9. I dropped it to
That's fair.
I think I'd probably give it an
an
8 or an 8.5, somewhere
I
in
think that's fair.
between.
It was good. Here's the thing: so many things had to be introduced for like they had to cover a lot of narrative ground to connect Phantom Menace to.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I will say, I don't know if it's a criticism
Yeah.
or not, but the fucking rat tail.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
tough
yeah.
because it works really well for Obi-Wan and Phantom Menace, and it does not work for Anakin at all in this movie. It's rough.
Yeah.
So, but
Oh,
it makes
it's
for a
bad.
pretty big glow up in Revenge of the Sith. But we'll get there.
This is true.
We'll
This is
get there.
true.
We'll get there. We will have gotten there.
One thing I did want to
Go on.
one thing I did want to ask, since this is kind of Davo's thing, if he noticed any sort of like props
Oh,
or set
yes.
design stuff he wanted to comment on.
I mean, a huge chunk of that movie is seen like over.
Hang on, no, there was something on IMDb. There was one scene in particular that stood out to me as it was interesting that it was the bar. The alien bar right at the beginning was apparently a full set and
Yeah,
none
practical.
CGI.
Yeah, that looks pretty
That's why,
practical.
What do you guys? I think they managed to get
That's
the
why
Blade
Christian
Runner set.
Haydenson said that was his favorite set to work on. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and comment, or whatever the fuck will make the algorithm go
Yeah.
literally anyone on Earth this video.